everyone! So this week on the Beauty Collab XOX, we are going to be doing a 2 truths and a lie. And you guys probably already know the concept of this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys anyway, just in case. So basically, I'm going to tell you guys 3 different stories, and 2 of them are going to be true, but 1 of them is going to be a lie. Hence the name, 2 truths and a lie. You guys have to decide or tell me in the comments which one you guys think is a lie and your reasoning. So let's go ahead and get into my stories. Just a little backstory before I get into it. The high school is very big. It's kind of like I guess they're trying to like get you ready for college kind of thing. And there's like a pond and there's like lots of ducks and stuff. For any of you guys who have just recently started driving or who have started or who know how to drive and remember your first time driving, you guys would know that it's, you know, it's kind of nerve-wracking, but after the first time, it's you kind of build your confidence a little bit. Basically, it wasn't my first time driving. I had already driven once. It was my second time going, and my dad likes to take me to that school because, you know, the parking lot is big, it's empty because there's a lot of kids that go there. And of course, I was still nervous a little bit the second time I started driving. It was still nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I kind of had my confidence. And of course, I remember that was the first time, my dad wanted me to practice like going in reverse, but it was my first time doing it, and I didn't see it, but I don't like talking about this. There was a duck behind the car, and I didn't see it, and I hit it. It wasn't hurt or anything, but it scarred me. I was literally just like shaking, and I don't like talking about it because it's like I don't I love animals, and I don't even like killing ants, honestly. So when I felt it, I wanted to cry more than you can ever imagine. A piece of me was hoping maybe it was like a water bottle or something, but you know, you kind of just get that feeling. Yeah, I haven't exactly driven since. Okay, my second story is kind of, it's one of those gross experiences where you just feel dirty after it happens. So basically, it was the day of the St. Patrick's Day parade, and my family decided to go into the downtown area just to, you know, to like walk around, take pictures and stuff like that. There were quite a few of us, and so we just decided to take the train since we figured it was like less expensive and it was, you know, faster. None of us had to worry about driving. Of course, St. Patrick's Day is one of those days where a lot of people get drunk. And, you know, a lot of them decide to take the train. And I guess I didn't really take that into consideration. I didn't really think about it. I wasn't worried about it. I mean, my dad was there, so, you know, it was kind of like that. I still had that protection with me. So we were on the train. It was on our way back. It was literally crowded. We were all standing, like, bunched up into, like, luckily it was with my family, so I was like close to people. And after one stop, I remember there was one stop that a whole bunch of people just got out of like the cart, train, whatever. And I like kind of like spread out. I was getting comfortable, and I like leaned on my leg, and I was just sitting there, and I was talking to my cousin, and I look up and I look to my left, and there's this man staring at me. But it wasn't one of those like, oh, I'm just like glancing at you stares. It was one of those like, I'm staring at you and I want you to know it stares. And it was the scariest thing. It's like, okay, I'm looking away now. You know, normally when you catch someone staring at you, they'll like look away, right? But he obviously didn't think that was necessary, and he just continued staring. It was time to get off. When I looked up, the man was still looking at me, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna pay attention to him. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to, you know, give him the time of day. So I was like walking out, and right as I was gonna walk out, this guy with a bike, who knows how he got the bike in there, but he was like, he cut in front of me and started talking to someone while the bike was like right in front of me, right here, and I couldn't move because there were people next to me, and he was over here chit-chatting with whoever that was, and so I was stuck, and I look up, and the man is right in front of me, staring at me right next to like the exit. So the guy with the bike finally leaves. It was probably only like a 15-second conversation because obviously the doors don't stay open that long. And as I was walking out, the guy that was the man who was staring at me goes, "Hey baby," and I freaked. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this man? And he was drunk, obviously. He was like staring at me like a creeper, and I don't think I've ever walked so fast in my life. I don't know, it was just kind of one of those things, like, you know, he's a grown man and I'm a teenager. Like, please don't pay attention to me. I'm underage. That is illegal. Calm down, please. Okay, so this last story is a little bit shorter than the other two. For those of you guys who don't know, I was previously actually in gymnastics for a really, really long time. So when I went to the grocery store with my mom, which was all the time, whenever she would go, I would go with her. I would practice my routine because I obviously thought that was okay to do in the aisle of a grocery store. What had happened was I was in this aisle, I was, you know, having fun, I was practicing my routine, I was doing it like to the best of my ability. I don't know if I was doing it like, that was probably one of the best I had ever done it for some reason in a grocery store. And there was this one part where I was supposed to do a turn, so I looked behind me and there wasn't anybody there, and right when I do my turn, of course, this man like comes up behind me to look for something on the, like, that I was standing in front of, and I turned around and I whacked him in the chest, and I felt so bad. It wasn't even like a light hit either. It was like a boom. At the time I was like 3rd grade. So he was probably a kind of pretty small man considering, because I was little, but I still hit him in the chest, and it was like my hand, I guess I was like pulling in to do something and I like hit him. I honestly, I don't remember how it happened or how he came into contact with, or how I came into contact with his chest, but it happened, and he just like stepped back and he looked at me, and I was like standing there like, I'm so sorry, and I ran off to find my mom. She didn't see what happened because she was getting the stuff, of course, because that is what normal people do in a grocery store. And yet I was the child who decided to do a turn and smack a man in his chest. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the videos this week. Bye everybody!